Now, with more on this, I want to bring in Fox News strategic analyst and retired Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters. Thank you for joining us. First important line, a question to ask you is, what do you think of President Putin's response to the sanctions? Apparently, the Russians are not going to kick out our diplomats or pretty much do anything, or will they?
Well, Putin stage managed the response brilliantly. First, he sent out Sergei Lavrov, the foreign minister, to be the bad cop and say, Russia must retaliate. Then Putin waits a few hours, strolls out, plays good cop and says, oh no, we're better than that. We're not going to retaliate. And Obama stupidly allowed him to do that because the sanctions Obama imposed, with a great deal of sound and fury signifying nothing, were weak, lame sanctions. And there was no way they were going to hurt Russia. It was just a tactical annoyance, there's no strategic effect. So Putin not only turns it around on him, but then also sets up President-elect Trump, who falls for the bait and immediately praises Putin. So let's remember, Adam, we're the good guys. The Russians are the bad guys.
Yes, yes. Well, we just heard Blake Berman read the tweet from President-elect Trump, and he said, quote, great move on the delay by Vladimir Putin. I always knew he was very smart. Do you think Putin's really waiting for President-elect Trump to take office and that maybe this situation will finally be resolved after the 20th of January?
I think President Putin is salivating at the thought of President-elect Trump being inaugurated. Look, the real master of the art of the deal is Vladimir Putin. He humiliated two U.S. presidents in a row, George W. Bush and Barack Obama, and now he feels like he's got the perfect patsy in President Trump. Now, I am impressed by much of what President-elect Trump is doing or says he's going to do or is looking into. But his weak spot is clearly Vladimir Putin. To some extent, it's inexplicable. But Vladimir Putin is, as John McCain has said, a thug. He's invaded his neighbors. He's crushed Russian democracy. He's had his forces kill we don't know how many thousands of civilians, bombing hospitals in Syria, but certainly Ukraine as well, Crimea. He's threatened NATO. And I am really worried that people have put the wrong ideas in President-elect Trump's mind, and that we are in danger of getting a worse deal with Putin than Obama got with Iran, and the Iran deal was the worst deal in American history.
Well, let me ask you this, because you've indicated, and if I'm hearing correctly, you think that President Obama's sanctions might not really have any teeth to them. So is this a weak gesture, or is it what the United States has to do or had to do?
Well, Obama's sanctions not only don't have teeth, they don't even have gums. I mean, this was nothing. If you wanted, and by the way, these sanctions, other things that President Obama is doing, maybe trying to box the president-elect in. Not this one. Because if he'd wanted to box Trump in on Putin and Russia, he would have had to go after the Russian economy. You go hunting big game. Hit Putin in his one vulnerable area, the Russian economy, which has had negative GDP growth for 2 years. Poverty rate has doubled. Inflation's terrible. The country is a real mess now economically. But Obama didn't do that. He did these cosmetic gestures that they weren't even a tap on the wrist. So it just weakness.
Thank you, retired Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters, for joining us, and a happy, healthy new year to you.